Before you play Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, let's go ahead and talk about these characters' backstories that have been revealed by Eidos Montreal and gives us a little bit of insight into what the world looks like, and it's actually very well developed on its own without even playing the game already. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. A lot of information that I'll be talking about today, I'll be taking from a PlayStation blog post that I will leave in the link in the description below. So before we even talk about any of the character backstories, the universe that this game takes place in currently is 12 years after a massive cosmic war that took place at the hands of the Chitauri, who most might be familiar with from the MCU. The main enemies fought in the first Avengers movie. The ramifications of this is a bunch of destruction that is still felt in present game today, where the game currently takes place. Now, Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, in this universe is the son of Meredith Quill and J'son, the king of planet Spartax. When he was a child, the Chitauri landed on Earth at his home, kidnapped him, and killed his mother. The Chitauri had kidnapped him to hold leverage against his father, J'son. Star-Lord was in prison for 4 years, where he met Yondu, who was the leader of the Ravagers, and managed to team up and escape with, thus leading him to join the Ravagers and help the Kree resistance to fight against the Chitauri. After several years, Star-Lord formed the Guardians of the Galaxy after having kind of like a fallout with the Ravagers. When he created the Guardians of the Galaxy initially, the idea was for them to be sort of a heroes for hire. Now with Drax, who during the Intergalactic War, his wife and daughter were killed by none other than Thanos, the Mad Titan, who at the time was working on the side of the Chitauri. As a result, he became hellbent on revenge and went on a journey to kill Thanos, encountering cosmic beings such as Kronos and Mentor, who helped him prepare for his inevitable fight. He had managed to find Thanos, where a legendary battle took place where he even killed Thanos in the process. But because of his obsession for revenge, he doesn't actually believe he succeeded in killing him, and he actually continues his journey to find him again to finish the job. So Drax became eventually imprisoned because of his acts of destruction while looking for Thanos, and he spent several years in prison where he was recruited by Star-Lord to be a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy when he was released. Now, Drax's backstory here is especially interesting because it kind of gives me the sense that Thanos is not really dead, and we might even see him make an appearance in this game, which could be really exciting. With Gamora, in this universe, she is still the adopted daughter of Thanos and sister to Nebula. However, during the Intergalactic War, she decided to leave Thanos and the Chitauri and instead fight on the side of a character named Richard Rider, who, if you're not familiar with him, is the character known as Nova. He is a very much anticipated character to make his MCU debut, and it's rumored that he might soon, within the next couple years, he might even get his own solo movie. So eventually, she had a battle with Nebula where she almost died, but she managed to cross paths with Mantis and the priests of Pama, who managed to heal her wounds. Gamora and Mantis then became friends, which led to Gamora going to rescue Mantis when she got kidnapped by an assassin, which is also where Gamora met the Guardians, where they teamed up with each other to help save Mantis. Now, finally, Groot and Rocket's stories are sort of intertwined. Groot is the sole survivor of his race, known as the Flora Colossi, who were wiped out by the Chitauri during the war. While Groot was badly injured, he was found and taken in by the Collector, who had him regrown basically from a twig into his full size. Groot was then saved by the Collector, saved from the Collector by Rocket, who in this universe was born on Half-World during the Cosmic War, but due to his intelligence managed to escape to nowhere. So when Rocket was also quote unquote born on Half-World, he wasn't necessarily born, he was created. He's kind of genetically engineered, which is why he's a talking raccoon, obviously. But he managed to escape to nowhere. So Groot and Rocket became good friends, and they were bounty hunters together for 10 years, where they joined the Guardians after actually attempting a bounty on Peter Quill, but they joined the Guardians after Peter Quill offered to pay them double what his bounty was worth to join the Guardians. So that wraps up the character backstories for the Guardians of the Galaxy game, and it certainly sets up the universe to be really interesting. I like the way this is set up much more than the Avengers story was, because while obviously there was an established Marvel universe, the story in the Avengers game, obviously, before it took place, Crystal Dynamics did not really give us nearly as an in-depth look as to what that entailed, like what actually happened before the game dropped. And I really like what they're doing with Guardians, as far Eidos Montreal, what they're doing with Guardians, because I think it's a great way for building hype for the launch of the game, and it also might actually give the story of the game more meaning if we kind of resonate and we know what happened with all these characters long before the story takes place. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and go ahead and comment if you are excited to play Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and see what they do with it, and see if it's connected and in the same universe as Marvel's Avengers. But thanks for watching.